You tried the prime? It's heavy as shit. If you drop it, my mom will literally kill you. What are we saying with this film? What are we trying to say? We're trying to say that I am so alone in this world, and I'll never be able to connect with another person because nobody wants to connect with me. How do you express that? I'm really anxious about my appearance. I want to be accepted for my appearance. So a lot of times I try on new outfits and new hairstyles. Like I bleach my hair so that people would like me, but I feel like at the end of the day, consciously I got it because I thought maybe they would wear it, and then if they saw me wearing it, then they'd like me more. And I'm afraid to go outside wearing something like this because although it's really comfy, and I stopped wearing socks with designs on them because none of my friends did that. And it's not about fitting in, it's not about fitting in, it's them liking me, them individually liking me. It's not about the crowd liking me, it's about the individuals liking me. But I feel like if I don't try to become the individuals, then they won't like me. I feel like I'm turning into her, and I don't feel like that's a good thing, but at the same time, it is a good thing because it helps me become her. And there's other people too. I'm talking she this whole time. I'm talking she, this woman, and big jacket too. The big jacket. I got my big jacket because they have those, you know, like when I'm laying down in bed right there, I look up here on the ceiling and I don't actually see myself, but I can perfectly picture myself with a hook in the ceiling dangling from it. And it's just because I don't feel like the person who I wear this shirt for, or the person who I drink wine for, or the person who I wear the big jacket for will ever accept me. And I just, you know, and I know that we're friends, but it's just like we're not enough. And I just always go back to myself in the corner up there. Because I feel like that's the end. They don't see me as someone who's beyond all these doors, who's connected to them so deeply. Then at least they'll see me on the ceiling.
When I think about comparing myself with all the people in our program in terms of like artistic merit or like skill or just like creativity or whatever, talent, it's tough to see that sometimes just in general. It's tough when the people around you are good artists as well. And it's tough to not feel bad about comparing yourself sometimes. But I don't know, I feel like I'm trying to be like, it doesn't matter right now, but I can't say that forever, because if I say that and I'm 30, then it's like, come on. I've never had the capacity to change. And I would really like to, at least in terms of how I feel about the art that I make, because then I'm like, oh, well, I'm a better artist than I was. whole social sphere of people that I know in my life that like go beyond whatever wall that is. Maybe like the first wall, which is just like any type of relationship where you're still sort of new to each other. Another type of wall, which is more of a sort of like barrier that feels like it can't be passed. People in my life who I have that I feel like there's a wall there, and there's somebody that I want to be closer to. And it's hard because there's so many examples of where I'm not doing a whole lot to fix that problem. And so partially it feels like that's on me. Things about how people see me that I can't control. There's certain things about the way that I act that I don't think about that tell other people that there's a perception of me that I'm not recognizing. I've never had a straight up conversation with anybody about the idea of like, hey, I feel like, I don't know, like there's this thing, like there's just not something you really talk about unless you're already comfortable enough to open up. The only way that I live in the world is through my own body, and everything goes back to me in a way, not like a selfish way, but somewhat of a selfish way, but in a way that like I can't control it. Like I can pretend to see things from other people's points of view, but the whole world is through me. It's definitely stopping me from doing a lot, which maybe it's the same thing from that point of view, but it's hard to tell myself that it's the same situation just on both sides. And then when somebody comes up to sort of break up that normality, and you go, oh wow, this person's really different. That's a situation that I feel like I fall into a lot, where I'm that person. And then it never really goes anywhere from there. That never goes away. Because there's a lot of people who I feel like I have a connection with, or I feel like I relate to very strongly, but I know there's a wall there. And it feels like that wall's just there because I think that they don't see the fact that I'm relating to them. And if they would see the fact that I relate to them, then they would see me in a different way. They would see me so closer to how they are. And if you can see somebody closer to how you are, you can relate to them. It makes it easier to... People who I want to see me through this wall, because I think I see them through that wall, I think it's very easy for me to recognize when they completely are not seeing me the way that I see them. And then I feel like I'm sort of like I'm the one who's doing something that I am not supposed to be doing.